What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the brand new Bolt Fan Podcast. It's your boy Josh, and I'm here with my brother, the man, the myth, the legend. What's up, Trevor? How you doing today?
Doing good. I got an itchy leg. Sorry.
I was like, what are you doing, man?
My leg started itching. I couldn't scratch it through my pants. It's my
Dude,
thigh. Don't worry. Family podcast.
it didn't look good on camera. I'll say that much.
Family podcast.
Family podcast. I'm leaving it there, but I'm just telling you, it didn't look good. Well, speaking of things that don't look good, today's episode is going to be a fun one for us. So we're recording this, full transparency, on Thursday, July 23rd. And Trevor, you know what today is?
Thursday, July 23rd.
No, dude. Way more important than that. Today is the day rookies report to training camp, baby. Training camp kind of starts today, but really doesn't start till next week. So the rookies report today. And so we're doing this going into training camp. This is not about the season. This is not September on. This is just training camp and preseason. Which players have the most to gain from training camp and which players have the most to lose at training camp? This is an important thing because it'll show us what battles we need to be watching at training camp because this could determine who's going to make the roster. Some of these guys are about who's going to make the roster. Some of these are, hey, we know you're going to be on the roster, but are you going to be a starter or are you going to be a backup? Some of these, I'll even give a little sneak peek, are all pro level players who were hurt last year who need training camp to make sure they're ready to rock and roll. So, I've created my own list of most to gain, most to lose. And to my knowledge, Trevor, you have not seen this list, correct?
I mean, other than when we talked about a few, but I got some in my head too. I don't have an actual list, but I got a few that I can bring up in conversation.
If I don't list yours, I definitely want to hear who you thought of.
Let me write this down. I got my sticky notes ready to go. Hold on.
Trevor's always got sticky notes for everything, which I appreciate. I got
like 6 different pads that are all different colors because my wife is a teacher.
Nice. You color coordinate your sticky notes?
Yes, I did. I especially did on the when we did the top 5 players of all time from each position. Each position was a different color sticky note.
Nice. Okay. I respect that. All right. I'm much more of a digital guy, so I like Google Docs as my preferred method of note taking, but that's what's up. So, all right. Well, I'll give you all my list. Let's go ahead and dive in. I'll leave it to you, Trevor. Do you want to do dessert first, or do you want to have our vegetables with the most to lose?
Vegetables first, because I got to get that bad taste out of my mouth at the end.
I heard that. All right. I like that. All right. Well, I put 5 down, and then I thought about it, and I went ahead and, you know what? Actually, no. As I'm looking at it. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. I had 5. Sorry. I second guessed myself here. Maybe I should use sticky notes like you. I'd be better off. Second guess myself. You're selling me on the sticky notes. No, so I had 5 written down, but I actually had another one that I thought of later that I was like, you know what? I got to make this one 6 because these are important to talk about. So I'm going to do these on the lowest to the highest with the most to lose. We're going to go right here. Number 6. I got Darius Davis as my number 6 most to lose. And I say that because Darius Davis seems like he's got a secure roster spot right now. Seems like he's in good standing. There's a good chance we keep 6 receivers, which would mean Brendan Thompson. I mean, obviously our top 3, Ladd, QJ, Trey Harris, Brendan Thompson, Keandre Lambert-Smith, Darius Davis. I think they're all set. But a lot of teams only keep 5. And if Brendan Thompson shows that he can be an elite returner, what role does Darius Davis have? So I don't know. I think he's safe. But this training camp's going to matter big time for him. Now, if we end up cutting him, he's going to get signed right away to be somebody's return man. So he will not be on our practice squad. I can guarantee you that. So that's why I've got him at 6, because if we cut him, someone's going to sign him. He's going to have a job making a lot of money in the NFL. But this training camp's going to be big for him. And I think that Brendan Thompson is going to push him for his job. So feel free to jump in here at any point in time. If not, I'll just...
No, I mean, we literally just talked about this right before I hit record. I was like, man, I don't know. I'm a little worried about the receiver room. I feel like Brendan Thompson might be coming for someone. And we literally just talked about this. So I agree with you on that.
I've heard some people say, because you mentioned it as well, but I heard someone else say KLS might be in danger. I don't think he is, just because I think you got a second-year guy. They really seem to like him. They really believe in him. I think Didi is the one who's going to be a little
Do you,
bit.
do
He's
you
on the boat.
remember what I told you at the beginning of last season?
Not off the top of my head.
I thought KLS was going to be the greatest thing ever.
He
I
still
sent you
is.
a text one day and I was like, dude, KLS is going to be like our saving grace this year.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, he's going to be phenomenal. And so he might just had a rough rookie year and he might come out and be absolutely amazing this year.
Yeah. He caught a touchdown at Arrowhead, week 16. So I got to give him that. He did something.
Yeah.
He didn't get a lot of opportunities, but none
Yeah.
of our young guys did. Trey Harris didn't. KLS didn't. So, I mean, who knows? Which also, our offense sucked. We had no line and nobody
No
could
one
keep the
got
ball.
opportunities.
Yeah. A crazy stat. This is not related to what we're talking about. I heard today, I was listening to some stuff, and Mina Kimes brought up the fact, did you know from everyone's talked about Lad McConkey's his drop from year 1 to year 2. One of the wildest like advanced analytics stats, they're able to track who's the first read on a play. And Lad McConkey's first read percentage went down 25% last year. So when I keep talking about Keenan Allen was taking a lot of snaps from him, even when Lad was on the field, Keenan was the first read on a lot of route trees. And so with our offensive line, you can't get to your second or third read if you're Herbert. It's first read, nope, or I'm running. So there was a lot of, I was like, oh, that explains a lot for me, actually, truthfully.
Yeah.
So just a little sidebar to keep us all positive on our receivers. But so most to lose right there. Number 6, I got Darius Davis. Number 5, I got Trey Lance. And one of the most interesting things that I heard this offseason on another Chargers content creators channel was Chris Rim came on, he's the head guy covering the Chargers for ESPN. He's a big time name that you should all follow if you want Chargers news. And Chris Rim said the most impressive player at minicamp was DJ Ugalele. I probably said his name wrong. DJ U was the most impressive player according to Chris Rim at minicamp. If that continues through training camp, Trey Lance is out of a job. And DJU has a real chance to be our backup. Now, I will say the other thing Chris Rim said in this interview is I don't think that he'll supplant Trey Lance because Trey Lance is more athletic and he's a better runner, and that matters a lot. But keep that in mind that DJU apparently is balling right now. We can't see it. We don't have all these highlights, but that's what the experts are saying. So keep that in mind. Number 5, most to lose, is Trey Lance on my board.
I actually love that.
Yeah.
I love a competition at backup QB. Like that gives me so much confidence if Herbert does get injured. Like you got two dudes that are competing to try to be there rather than just some. I mean, like
I like
I
that.
don't
That's a
know,
good point.
like some shoe in. Like I mean, when Russ was towards the end of his career, like and he was backing up, like it was just. It's like
Yeah.
okay, we know we got someone with experience, but like how well are they gonna do? You get two
Yeah.
dudes that are like young and competing for that backup spot. Like I actually kind of like that.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that, but I like that. It's a good take. So, all right, I'll move on to my number 4. Number 4, most to lose, is Trey Pipkins. Trey Pipkins right now is slotted in as the backup swing tackle. He's our third tackle behind Alton Slade. But let me tell y'all, Travis Burke out of Memphis is a dude. 6'9", 318 pounds, and moves like a cat. Travis Burke is coming for that job, and he might get it. So if he does, do the Chargers keep 4 tackles on the roster? I don't know. And there's a good chance Trey Pipkins might be out of a job if this training camp doesn't go well for him. In a perfect world, he balls out and Travis Burke balls out, and we keep 4 tackles, and we have good depth behind Alton Slater, which is what I would predict because of the nightmare we had last year. I don't think they want to cut solid tackles. But just keep it in the back of your mind. Number 4, Trey Pipkins.
Yeah, fair.
Number 3, right now slotted in as our starting left guard, Coyote Awashika, who I have planted my flag and said, I believe this guy will be our starting left guard, and I think he'll have a really nice season. But if he doesn't have a good training camp, he won't get that opportunity because Jake Slaughter's coming for his job. So a lot of my most to lose is about who's going to lose jobs. But I think he's going to be on the roster. It's just a matter of, are you going to be the starting left guard, or are you going to be backing up a rookie second-round pick who's not giving that spot up anytime soon? So if you don't get it, the only way into the lineup is through injury. If you can earn it through training camp, which right now you're in pole position, go get it. You know, I don't know if you don't really watch First Things First, but Chris Broussard does the Bud list. It's the Broussard's Under Duress, and he always ends it with "I believe in you." And that's how I feel about Coyote Awashika. I'm like, bro, I believe in you. Go get it. Go earn the starting job. I'm rooting for you to earn it. But also, there's pressure. Jake Slaughter's coming. So,
Yeah.
so that's my number
Again,
3.
I always loved like this time of year as a player. I was never concerned about losing my starting spot, like not to sound cocky or anything. Like I had confidence in myself, not like an egotistical type
No,
confidence, but I
you
mean
have to, yeah.
yeah, anyone who's gonna be a good athlete has to have confidence in themselves. And like I would go and call out when especially like my freshman and sophomore year, I would go call out the top senior. I would go try to get them and say, hey, you and me, one on one, like let's do this whenever we were doing drills. And then I had someone do that to me when I was a senior. My nickname was Arkansas because I just moved to Arizona from Arkansas.
Yeah.
And we were doing a um um why am I drawing a blank on the name? Everyone's in a circle and like you have to try to push the other person out of the circle.
Yeah, yeah.
Um I'm drawing a blank. It's something to do with bull. Anyways, regardless, you get the idea. All the linemen are in a circle. Someone steps in the middle. They call someone out. You go one on one, and you go until someone's either on their back or pushed out of the circle.
Yeah.
And I had a sophomore, like a sophomore guard, walk into the circle and say, "I want Arkansas," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "You want me?" No, don't get me wrong. I was confident in myself, put him on his back, but I was like, hey man, I respect it. Like, so I
Yeah.
love the competition like that. I always loved like the summers leading up to like the school year starting when everyone's trying to fight for positions.
Mhm.
This is like my favorite time of year. This is when you find out who the true like dogs are because that's all mental. I don't give a crap how good you are physically. If you don't if you're too scared to call out the top dude on the team, you
Yeah.
don't belong on the field anyways. Even if you
Well,
get beat, like
yeah.
all of a sudden I have all the confidence in you. If I get injured and I know you're coming in behind me, shoot, man, we're gonna go win this game. Like,
Dude, and even beyond that, it's so hot in the summertime. You're wearing full pads. It's a grind. And back in the day, they used to run 2-a-days in NFL training camps. Now they don't do that as much anymore. But dude, training camps are grind, dude. It's no joke. So being able to do all this, going to meetings all morning, get on
yeah,
the field, hit people, go back for more meetings. Like, bro, it's a mental grind. It's a physical grind. And yeah, and from what I've heard, Harbaugh runs one of, if not the hardest mini camps or training camps in the league. Like the top 2, no surprise here, toughest training camps in the league, like the players have said, Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh. And I'm like, oh, it's weird. It's like they win. Maybe there's a reason.
dude, I mean, like, the year that we went undefeated and everything, our coach always told us we're gonna make practice so hard that the game is easy.
Yeah.
Like we went through hell during practices, dude. Like we had 3-a-days. Like
Yeah.
forget 2-a-days. We were out there running 3-a-days.
Bro, and Harbaugh always says it, and I like I'm ready to go get it tattooed on my body somewhere. But competitors welcome, bro. Like
Yeah.
anywhere, anywhere in life. If you want to come talk ball on a podcast and you want to debate, if a Chiefs podcaster wants to come debate, competitors welcome. Like dog, that's how I live my life now. I heard Harbaugh say it in his opening press conference, and I'm like, this is where I live. Competitors welcome. Anyone wants to come talk ball, come on the podcast. Competitors welcome. We'll do this. Like, dude. So, and I love it. That's how training camp should be. I know that's kind of our main point here.
Yeah.
Let's rip through because I got a couple more to get through. Number 3, number 2, most to lose. I actually have written down a surprise here, but I got Trey Harris. Because if Brennan Thompson is as good as I think he could be, Trey Harris is going to be on the roster. Trey Harris
Right.
is going to be a contributor. But do you want your targets eaten into when you're already fighting to get
Right,
them?
but he's losing a lot of looks that way.
Yeah, you're fighting with Ladd. You're fighting with QJ. If Brennan Thompson comes out and absolutely balls, there may be nothing Trey Harris can do. It's not even that he's playing bad. I'm afraid for his sake, Brendan Thompson might just be that good. Now,
He might turn into Tyler Guyton, who just gets 180-yard bomb a game.
that was Jalen Guyton. Yes.
Jalen Guyton, sorry. Who's
No, you're
Tyler?
good. You're
Anyways,
good.
continue.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, dude. So I put Trey Harris on here. Obviously, for us as Charger fans and as a team, great problem to have.
Yeah.
If you're Trey Harris, a lot of pressure in this training camp.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because then all of a sudden, God forbid, if Brendan Thompson beats him out and
Yep.
then Brendan Thompson gets injured, I
You
have
still
no
got to
problem
go.
with saying Trey Harris is number 3.
Exactly. Yep.
Like, this is phenomenal position to be in.
So here's the number one, and this one is
I think you
just
had number
based
2
on.
still.
No, number 2 was Trey Harris. So number 6 was Dede, Darius Davis. Number 5, Trey Lance. Number 4, Trey Pipkins. I got all the Treys on here, by the way. I thought it was funny. I didn't realize I had Trey Lance, Trey Harris, and Trey Pipkins on here. So if your name is Trey, be afraid, be very afraid. Coyote Awashika. And then the last one, I lumped 2 guys together for my
Did
number
we talk
1.
about County Awashika? Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, guard.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
sorry,
went on your rant about sophomores calling you out.
sorry, man, sorry.
You're good. No, you're good. I lumped these 2 together because I am a little nervous about I don't want to see Joe Alt or Rashawn Slater get injured. So most to lose, I have Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater. At the end of the day, they need to get back in shape. They need to get in football shape, and I know they've been off for a long time. So you got to push them, but we got to keep those guys healthy at the same time.
This
That
is
is a
where
hard
Slater
balancing act. If you're
this is
Mike
where Slater
McDaniel,
got hurt last year.
yeah, Slater got hurt in training camp. So I am a little bit of like, oh, and also, so the Hall of Fame game is the Panthers and Cardinals. The Panthers reported for training camp this week, and after day 1 of training camp, they had a guy blow his ACL this morning. I just got the notification as a linebacker for the Panthers blew his ACL. So it's just like, it's, you got to push these guys really hard. And what you're saying is exactly right about training camp, but also we got to go into the season healthy. And that is number 1 worst case scenario. Herbert, Alt, Slater get hurt, and nothing else matters. We saw it last
Dude,
year.
man, I might throw Hampton in there too.
I mean, yeah, that's. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, and that's
Like when
obviously.
Hampton went down, that was a big game changer for our run game.
Keep in mind, we lost him and Alt in the same game, in that
I
Giants
mean,
game.
Vidal did good with what he could, but like losing Omarion was a dagger.
It was a gut punch. So that's my big thing there. Obviously, we worry about injuries as Charger fans, and Alt and Slater getting injured would be nightmare city. So that would be a big fear for me. Which we just did the Fear Factor episode, but this is not that. So, most game. Let's get into the dessert. Let's have a little ice cream with our meal here. So, I'm putting six on here as well because number
We're
6,
only halfway through, man.
yeah, number 6, I'm putting Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt most to gain as well. This is the hard balancing act because these guys have a lot to gain of getting in football shape, having joint practices.
Well,
And
this is
go
keep
ahead.
going, sorry.
Oh, okay. Having joint practices and going full speed and hitting is the only way they're going to be ready for week 1 against the Cardinals. But if you do it and they get hurt, it's dangerous. So you got to do it. And they have a lot to gain by being in these joint practices and going full speed. So I do think there's a lot to gain for these guys, but it's also dangerous. So the coaching staff just has a fine balance of rest and push them and rest them. And they're going to do that. I think Harbaugh, Ben Herbert, strength guy, really good at this stuff, but just got to be careful this year.
This is a season for Slater too, man, where he can like solidify being a top 5 tackle in the league.
Yeah, he got that
Like,
contract. He's paid like it.
like Alt kind of already like, even though he only played like what 6 games this last year, like he made his presence known on the field. Slater hasn't done that as much. Like to Chargers fans he has, but to the league he really hasn't. Like as
He's got a
Chargers fans,
couple.
we've seen the I don't know what I'm trying the mess that our offensive line was before Slater.
Yeah.
And then we got Slater, and then we got Alt, and we're like, holy crap, this is the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
But the rest of the league hasn't seen that because we still haven't been winning as much as we should be with them.
He's viewed around the league as a really good tackle.
Yeah.
I don't know that like last year, going into last year, I think he was viewed as a top 5 tackle. But then you get injured in training camp, you don't play, and kind of, you know, out of sight, out of mind. So
Yeah.
it is a big year for him. And you're right, he does have to like prove that contract to be a valuable, good asset. Like you just got paid as the number one tackle in the league, and then you go out and blow your patella 2 weeks later. It's not good. Now, is it his fault? Of course not. Do we all believe in him to come back fully healthy? Yeah, but yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, like I have literally no problem as to whether they want to put Alt or Slater at like left tackle. Like I have all the confidence that either one of them will protect Herbert's blind side.
oh yeah, no, we're
I
in
mean,
good
but
shape.
it probably chemistry wise, especially, it probably would be Alt, and like from what he's proven already on the field and everything. I don't know if they've determined which one's going to be left or right. I believe they had Slater at left and then Alt at right before he got injured, correct?
Yeah, that's how they're running it. They're going Slater at
That's
left.
what they're doing still?
Yep, yep.
Okay. So, I mean, which I'm, like I was saying, I'm perfectly fine with. I think
Mhm.
chemistry wise, like, but I don't know the chemistry between Slater and Herbert, but I know the chemistry between Alt and Herbert is like immaculate.
Oh,
Like, those two
they're
just
besties.
absolutely love each other. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, that's why I was saying like it might make a little more sense to have Alt on the left side, but I'm perfectly fine either way. Like I have, and like that says a lot about Slater too, from the coach's standpoint of, okay, I have like we know how good Joe Alt is, and yet
yeah.
we're still gonna put
We're still
Rayshon Slater
leaving
on
him.
the left side.
Yeah,
Like,
no, he's that dude, bro. He's
yeah,
gonna be just fine. So here, let's move forward because we gotta rip the
never
rest of
forget
that
the
five.
last thing on Slater.
Yeah, yeah,
Never forget the day I saw that dude. He was sitting there getting ready to squat. It was when it was a college video of him. He was about
yeah.
ready to do a squat, and it was like over 500 pounds. And I was like, dang, all right,
Front
that's
squat.
impressive.
It was
And then
front
he
squat.
goes and picks it up and front squats it like 6 times or something. And I was like, this is, and it was like right after the draft. I was like, this is the dude we just got. That is
Yeah,
absolutely insane.
yeah,
I was sitting there, I was like, all right, yeah, man, like a 500-pound squat. Like, what are you going to do? Like 8 reps? And then he picked it up on the front squat. I was like, oh, okay, he's going for a PR. And then he does it multiple times. And I was like, are you insane? What, like, what even,
yeah.
like, possesses you to try that?
And in the words of the famous movie Benchwarmers, he did that steroid free.
Yeah.
What are steroids? We'll let y'all answer that question. Family podcast, but if you know, you know. That was a funny joke. I don't care. All right, number five,
The
most
steroids and
gained.
macaroni.
Yeah, yeah, the steroids and macaroni. Uh, number five, most to gain. I got Jake Slaughter. I talked about Coyote Awashika, and the reason is because Jake Slaughter is that good. Now, I don't feel good personally here. This is just a me thing. I don't feel good having him learn a new position and be a rookie in the NFL. That sounds like nightmare fuel to me. I would prefer Coyote Awashika ball out and win the job. But if Jake Slaughter's are legitimately our best left guard, then he needs to play left guard. And they drafted him. Keep in mind, Joe Ortiz on the call said, "Hey, we're going to put you in as a guard. We want you to compete for our starting left guard position right out the bat." So he's going to be our backup center to Tyler Biadasz, but he's also in the running to be our starting left guard. So,
I'm gonna throw off the one that's on my list here while we're on the guards.
okay.
What happens if both of them ball out? What happens if like Cole Strange or something? Like, how secure is his job?
Following the money, and this is just me, we paid him like $8 million. I'm pretty sure Cole Strange is pretty well just locked because you don't pay him that much and then bench him very often. Now, by week
If
4,
he if he just straight up loses his spot, though, I mean, like, I don't care how much money you paid him. Like,
yeah, he could. That's what I was about to say. By week 4, week 5, week 6, you might see, hey, he's not performing. We might throw someone else in there. But typically, out of training camp, a guy who's got that kind of money gets the start, and he gets the most opportunity to succeed. It was that way when I
typically,
was in
but you
college,
got
man.
rookies
Well,
coming in, man, and if the rookies are hungry and they want it, like, if Cole, I don't know how hungry Cole Strange is. That's what I'm saying. Like,
well,
if these rookies are
yeah.
more hungry than he is, like, that's how you get beat out.
Well, I'll say this, dude. I can only speak from my experience, and I've talked to Obviously, I'm a baseball guy, not a football guy. I played baseball in college. My rookie year, my freshman year of college, I was the highest paid freshman recruit on our team. And it was like documented, and everybody kind of knew there's a pecking order. I came in day one, and I was working with the varsity number one starters. I hadn't earned it. I hadn't done anything. I was working with the guys day one. I was actually the backup catcher, but it was kind of a 1A, 1B situation. Like, I was like the second starter. It wasn't really like I was a true backup. Now, as the fall went, I got injured, and obviously baseball being a spring sport. The fall goes on, I'm getting injured, and I didn't play very well, and I dropped off at that point. But I started the year without anybody seeing me as the guy, or as one of the guys. And so I was kind of in a similar spot to where, again, NAIA college baseball is a little different than the NFL, but where Jake Slaughter's coming in, it's like, hey, you're not the guy, but you're right here. You're not, you're not head and shoulders behind him. You're neck and neck right here, and you get the opportunity to go compete. I lost the job, and Jake Slaughter might lose the job, but he's got an opportunity to compete. And that's where the money does track for some of this. Cole Strange is gonna have as many opportunities because, dude, I went 0 for 4 in a scrimmage, and the next day I was still hitting second in the lineup because they're like, "Hey, we paid this kid, we believe in him.
Yeah.
We're not gonna move him because of 1 or 2 bad days." And I had a couple bad days in the fall, and they kept believing in me. They kept feeding me. They kept trusting me. Over time, injuries piled up, and I just didn't pan out. So that's my story. I sucked, but no, but all that to be said, that was my experience was because I was higher paid. There were guys who were paid less than me that were frankly playing better than me, not really at my position, but in other positions that weren't getting the opportunities I was getting. And call it not fair, call it and whatever. That's the way. Once you get past high school ball, the money matters, and what they paid me in my scholarship and what they pay these guys in real money, it matters. And so they will give those guys. It doesn't mean that you're locked in and you can never lose your spot, but it does help you have a little bit of security. The money means more than just a dollar amount. It means a lot of security and respect as well. So that's why it's important. So it's just a little interesting perspective. And that was before the days of NIL. Like, dude, these NFL or the NCAA quarterbacks, dude, they're getting $5 million. You think they're not starting? Well, we have a freshman who's better. Don't care. We paid him $5 million. He's playing. So that's just kind of how that goes now. So that's just an interesting thing. From like, you would like to think it's just best player, but it's really not. So I think Cole Strange is safe. I say all that to say Trevor Penning's going to be a good backup at right guard. And then I think the only thing to watch is Jake Slaughter versus Coyote Awashika at left guard. So who knows? We'll see. This is the joy of training camp, baby. We get to find out. Competitors welcome. Well, most of the game on my list, number 4. I got cornerback Nico Reed. I've talked a lot about him. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but the truth is, if he has a training camp like he did last year, he's going to be on this roster. Nico Reed has a lot to gain. I don't know if he will.
Yeah.
I'm worried about it, but Nico Reed absolutely has a lot to gain and has a real chance to make this roster. If not, he's probably on our practice squad. I don't know if he gets picked up, but so that's a big one to watch in the preseason games. Look for Nico Reed. We need to find out what his number is and pay attention to him, and we will cover him when we cover those preseason games because he will be a big part of this. So, Nico Reed, number 4. Number 3, we've talked about him already. I got Brennan Thompson, most to gain. The same reason that I got Trey Harris should feel a little bit of pressure because Brennan Thompson got a lot to gain. And he's hungry, and he's shown that in the mini camp. That dude was balling from everything that I'm hearing. So
Yeah.
if Brennan Thompson can earn some time on the field, can be a gadget guy with that 4.26 speed, run some jet sweeps, catch some bubble screens, and run some crossers and make people miss in the open field. Like, Mike McDaniel will find a way to get him the ball, and that means somebody has to come off the field. So that's what I'm thinking. Brandon Thompson has a real chance to earn real playing time and real targets. So, sorry, am I talking too much? You got anything? No, keep going. Okay, just making sure.
I'm
Number
chilling.
two, the other corner that's going to be interesting to watch that we're going to have to pay attention to. That's why we're doing this, so y'all know who to watch in these preseason games. Eric Rogers, who last year had multiple pick sixes, and right now looks like he's going to be our fourth or fifth corner on this roster. I think he's pretty well. I hate to say locked to be on the roster, but unless he falls apart or gets injured again, he feels like he's going to be on this roster, and a big time training camp can get him real playing time on this team.
Yeah.
Who, like we said earlier, plays a lot of nickel and dime packages, and he can play on this team. So, again, I'm concerned about Nico Reed. I'm concerned about Eric Rogers, but they got a lot to gain from this training camp. So we got to watch them, and I hope that they prove me completely wrong, and I have to go apologize, which I will gladly do. All right, number one. This is the most obvious, most to gain player in Chargers or on the Chargers roster. I was about to say in Chargers history, and it might be that too. Junior Colson has so much to gain and probably so much to lose. He could, I mean, I don't know how much he's got to lose though, which is why I didn't put him there. I put him as so much to gain because genuinely, he's probably not going to make the roster at this point in time unless he balls out in training camp. I did the projections and all that. I had him missing the cut. A good training camp changes that. So keep in mind, I know I talked about it before. This kid was a third round pick. He was a captain at Michigan when they won the national title with Jim Harbaugh and Jesse Minter, and then they went and got him. So Harbaugh knows this kid. He believed in him enough to draft him. He's the only player from Michigan to be drafted by the Chargers in Jim Harbaugh's tenure. He believes in this kid, and we're just waiting for him to not be injured. And if he's healthy and he balls out and he shows why he was a third round pick, you might just be looking at our third middle linebacker. Crazy to say. That sounds absurd, but if he really balls and he is who he was in college, because his college shape, dude, it's insane. If you ever want a good time, go watch Junior Colson's college tape. Oh my gosh. He's around the ball every play. Now, we also know if you watch the documentary, Connor Stallions was giving them the play calls. So maybe he's not good, and maybe Connor Stallions had stolen all the signs from every team in the country, which was, again, such a good documentary. I loved it. It was hilarious to be like, it was literally this ex-Navy guy who was just wanted Michigan to win so bad and got on staff to steal signs. So it was awesome. But Junior Colson was always around the ball. So that's kind of my most to gain list. I'll run through it really fast just to be quick. We got the two tackles, Alton Slater, number 6, Jake Slaughter at number 5, Nico Reed at number 4, Brennan Thompson, number 3, Eric Rogers at 2, and Junior Colson, number 1, most to gain from this training camp in 2026, which the rookies reported today, baby. It's almost time. So what you got, man? Anything I'm missing? Anyone who you're like, no, they don't belong on the list?
No, not doesn't belong. I'm curious. This one isn't really like a take of mine. I'm just curious as to where you think on it.
Okay.
So with Mesidor coming in and being everything that we hope he is, right? I mean, we drafted him first round for a reason. What does that do for like Thule and Mac? Like, I don't think it's gonna take either one of them out, but like if Mesidor comes in and just starts balling, like what happens then?
So I didn't put him on either list because I think his spot is as secure as you can possibly be.
Yeah, I mean,
think
I think
I
it's
don't
that way too, but
I don't think he could supplant either one of those guys for playing time. But I also don't think he's going to fall to be like our fourth edge rusher. He's going to be our number 3. And next year, I think get a lot more run. But also it's just a matter of, can he prove himself to be an elite pass rusher so he can get in on third downs? That's
yeah,
going to be his role. And then can he prove himself to be good enough that if Khalil Mack has to miss 5 games like he did last year, we don't need to go make a trade for an Odafe away because Akeem is that good. That's all training camp is for him, is just reestablishing that he is who we think he is, but I don't see a world where he really moves up the depth chart or down the depth chart any
Even if
possible way.
it's even if he stills number 3, but like starts like taking some of Tooley's snaps or something like that.
I don't think he will. I think Thule's a. We just did the Thule episode a couple weeks ago. I
I
think
mean, I
Thule's
love Tooley.
a
Don't get me
top 10
wrong.
edge rusher in the league.
Tooley was number 3.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna take any snaps from him. Now, Khalil Mack's a little bit older, so maybe they tried early in the season to let Akeem Mesidor get some run, give Mack a little bit of rest so he's healthy later in the year. So there may be some rotation,
Yeah,
but I don't see him
but that's
really
not a
like,
depth chart issue.
yeah, it just doesn't feel. That's why he didn't make my list either way. Like I didn't feel like
I was just
it was.
curious. I was like I said, I wasn't. It wasn't like a take. I was just curious as
Yeah,
to.
it's a fair question. I mean, if he balls out and they're like, yeah, Khalil Mack, you got to become our third. I would feel weird about it, but I'd be like, that's awesome. That's pretty good that he balled
Have
like that.
Khalil just come in on big situations.
I mean, I don't like paying a guy $18 million to be a situational pass rusher. So that's the money thing matters there for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if he's that good, then do what you got to do. So anybody else on your list that you had?
Nope. That was
No,
it.
that was it. All right, I was just curious. So y'all let us know in the comments if there's anybody that we didn't think of that you guys think has a lot to gain or a lot to lose from training camp. To be real, probably every player has a lot to gain and a lot to lose. There's a lot of pressure in the NFL,
Shit,
but
man.
these are
You
the
can.
guys that you can.
Herbert's got the whole pressure of the league on him this year.
Yeah, I kind of tried to keep it as focused as I could on. Now I put Alton Slater in there because of the injuries and some of that, but I did try to keep it on like the guys who were either coming up on a payday. I thought about putting Quentin Johnson in there. If we were doing the most to gain this season, the football season, I
Yeah.
think Quentin Johnson has the most to gain. So there's a little bit of a differentiation of like he's going to be where he's at in the offense. I think they already have a good set plan for him. So training camp doesn't change that either way. So I didn't make him on this list. But most to gain, if we do this, which might be a good idea, if we do this like the day before the season starts, probably a different list. So I'll be like,
Yeah.
who's got the most to gain this season? And Quentin
Because
Johnson.
I would definitely throw Herbert on that list.
Oh
Herbert,
yeah.
QJ, Ladd, like all
Mm-hmm.
of them.
Yep. Yeah.
Omarion, like I think Omarion has a lot to gain this season.
Shoot, Mike McDaniels, if we have a top 5 offense, is probably a head coach next year, making $10
Right.
million more than he currently does. Like,
Right.
there's, everybody, like, that's so that might be a good idea. We might have to run that
O'Leary.
episode. That could actually be a really cool episode for us to do.
Shoot, I
Late,
mean, honestly, that one we could go through player by player because everyone has
yeah.
like it's not a matter of like do they have something to gain. We could go through literally player by player and say what do they have to
What
gain.
do they have? Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, there you go. Y'all just saw one of our staff meetings right there on camera. But so with that being said, y'all let us know in the comments. Anybody we missed, anybody you think like, you know, should be higher up or should be lower on the list. Um, yeah, we want to hear all of it. So y'all let us know. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Goodness. Sorry guys, I've been drinking this orange juice. It got
You
me
need
all
me to do that?
oh man. It's like I'm over here just chugging this orange juice every time you talk, and I'm like, now I'm like, anyways, but no, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. If y'all have any ideas, anything you want to hear us talk about, we're getting into the part of the year where it's not as much downtime, and we're getting to get to talk about training camp, and then brother, we get to talk about real football. We get to talk about real football starting soon, so it's
Next
gonna be
month.
exciting.
And next month starts in like a week.
I'll be real with y'all, just so you know, I've already started my Cardinals preparation for week 1. Um, because and we're gonna cover the preseason games and I'll do my homework, but I want to make sure our episodes are locked in for who are we playing, what do we need to know about their roster. And I'll be real, that one's easy for me because I live in Phoenix and I just turn on the local radio station, hear what they're having to say while I drive. But I'll tell you, I'm already starting it, guys. So it's so close. I can taste it. I can taste football season. Um, it
Does
tastes
it
like
taste like
orange juice and
sweat and
acid
jock
reflux.
straps?
What's that?
I said, does it taste like sweat and jock straps?
Man, no, it tastes like orange juice and acid reflux. But but it's close. And like I said, I've already started the prep work on the Arizona Cardinals, and probably next week I'm going to start the Raiders and Buffalo coming soon. So get to know those rosters, so I know who are the big players to watch out for and things like that. So y'all stay tuned in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of this content as we start this season. And with that being said, we love y'all. Peace out. Bolt up. And we'll talk to y'all very, very soon.